Okay, guys, so we are starting with Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. It is out today. For those of you who's looking to purchase it, if you have the previous Car Mechanic Simulator, you're going to get a 10% discount. It's going to bring it down to about $21.24. If you spring for the DLC, it's going to take you up to $28.58, which really isn't that bad. There is a $19 way to buy it if you buy it as part of a bundle with Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. If you already have it installed, you can kind of scam a couple bucks out of it that way. We are playing with the DLCs. We have the Nissan DLC and the electric car DLC we're going to be playing with. So we're going to get this started. We'll go through all the nitty gritty and the suffering. I recently reinstalled my Car Mechanic Simulator 2018, so if we need to go back and play with some mods and stuff and play with a fully upgraded and outlined shop, we can. But we're going to be playing 2021 for a while, so let's get this started. I'm going to turn that music volume all the way down to about 0. I really don't want to deal with it. I'll turn the game volume down a little bit too, so it's not obnoxious. 50% should be good. That way, I know the driving physics and stuff are a little bit loud, so we'll get that set and saved. Is there any other settings in here that we need to deal with? Motion blur can go off because gross. Same thing with bloom. We don't want to get blinded. Cryptic Fox, a couple other people have had some issues with some parts. I think Diesel Designs has had a problem with putting the wrong part on a car and it blinding the hell out of everybody. So we're just going to turn bloom off to kind of help that. I think that's going to be that. And yep, that should be it. Alright. If you hear my keyboard clicking, it's Razer Black Widow Elite keyboard. So, should change our name for our save file, but for now it's fine. New game, and now we can do this. So, alright, now let's play it on normal difficulty because we ain't no scrub. We've been around Car Mechanic Simulator before, so. Alright. Wow, this place is frighteningly bare. I guess that makes sense. Alright, so we got change and drain oil and then other tasks for this one. So we'll take the order, we'll see what we got. Give me tutorial mode for a second. Alright. Yikes. Additional tool, drain tool. Make sure you click on the cap, not the tank. Get this up to full. Yeah, it should be good. Alright. Oh, it does not like that. Alright. Guess we're gonna have to fill it up all the way. Drain the oil out of this pig. Send this home. Get our new oil filter in. Woohoo! Alright. So you guys played the demo or seen other guys playing the game, you've kind of seen what this stuff is. This is the nitty gritty. I mean, we got to get through this stuff. Right front wheel, okay. Take off that tire. Alright. Put a new tire on. Guess we're gonna leave the same crappy rim. Alright, got that. Nice. Now let's go put it back in the car. Make sure our bolt patterns are right. We're not amateurs here, not monsters. Okay. Separate these. With just a shock absorber on something that rusty, you're probably going to want to change the whole unit. Kind of a good enough type job, and that's usually not the way it works. Over here, get our order finished. Continue that. Oh. Yay, 4,000 credits, no XP. Awesome. Here we are, guys. Route 66 auto repair. A lot of people are saying this was Arizona. Okay, maybe. I would say if it was Arizona, given the way things look around here, I'd say just outside of Flagstaff, maybe Winslow area. Somewhere on that kind of road. Also, could be in New Mexico. There is a lot of mountains around here. But let's go ahead and head inside. Yes. We are in the shop. Look at that. Alright. So it looks like we got a Luxor to go right off the bat. Drain the oil, do other tasks. Let's get this thing in. Alrighty, let's take a look at the car status and see what we can find for tasks. There's a couple of brake pads, a fuel pump, oil filter, Round air filter for 2 carbs, 4 standard tires. Change and refuel some stuff. So this has actually got some stuff. Alright, we'll send the car into the lifter. We'll go with it because we can teleport. Alrighty. Pop the hood here first and foremost. Click on the reservoir. Refill this thing up. Oops. Drain out our power steering fluid. I can't imagine there's going to be much in there. Move the cap. Get our metal can of power steering fluid. I've not seen power steering fluid in a metal can in quite a while. There might be some places that you can get it, but really it's not going to happen that often. Alright, brake booster. Drain this out. So hopefully everybody's doing well today. It is 10 o'clock in the morning here, so we are getting this as soon as it's installed, basically. My computer system's pretty fast, but Steam's a little bit slow sometimes. This off here. Rid of this. Don't have the tablet yet, so we can't do anything of that. So we'll have to go here. And we go to car parts. And we get the shopping list. Grab you. 40 credits. Gross. $40 for a freaking air filter for the car this old is kind of nutty. And we'll throw this back on here. Ah, beautiful. Alright. Check the list. We got the air filter done. All the other tasks are done. Awesome. Wait a second. Okay, so yeah. I don't know why it's saying this stuff, and then when I hit the task, it doesn't set. Well, you know, we gotta drain the oil. Fuel pump, 2 brake pads, and 4 tires. Alright. So, let's get this bird up in the air. It's actually a pretty nice old car. Just cleaned up. They got room for days in them. Wasn't that much oil in it to begin with. Ugh, gross. Alright. Find the oil filter. There it is. V8 overhead oil filter. And let's get these tires off. Oop. Did he use WD-40 right away? Nice. As a customer's car, I'm not too particular about taking them off. We'll put them on right. Alright. And it looks like it's one of these brake. Well, yeah, this should have disc front and drum rear brakes, so. Yeah. Same thing. Oh, faster screwing would be so nice. I was playing in 2018. I got max level unscrewing. This is so much different. So slow. Yep. DW04 for the win. That off there. Grab this tire. Now, you won't get a lot of, like, cancer-type rust that actually breaks down the car, but if you have exposed metal parts in the desert, you still will get surface rust when the rains happen. For those people that live out where it's snowy or stuff and deal with rust all the time, and you see rust-free cars from the desert, yeah, they're not really rust-free. They're just less rusty. Alrighty, so I need a... Get rid of this. I need brake pads. I need a pair of these. Always do them in pairs anyways. And I need to check my inventory. Alrighty. Okay. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Need that. Oil filter. And then we need two 1575 R15s. We need 4 of them. Okay, so standard tire, 215/75 R15. We're going to play this a little bit more like the Karts 2018. We're not going to really rely too much on the shopping list. It's nice, but we don't need to. Alright, standard tire. Standard tire. That one. And we need 4. 15, 215/75s. Alright. Go under here. Put that back in so we don't forget it. Do the same thing with the brakes. Yup. You just don't want to forget this stuff since we don't have to do anything else on the car, but that, and we'll check the car status real quick. Oil filter. We do need to do the fuel pump, which should be in the trunk. So we should run over and get that thing real quick. Suspension, exhaust. Nope, this is a mechanical fuel pump, isn't it? Well, yeah, fuel pump. It might be down. Alright, let's get the tire stuff first. Get distracted. Oop. Separate all these. Got our tires over here on the rack already. Because we were smart and didn't worry about the shopping list. Yeah, so I am playing PC version because PC version is kind of the way to go with this type of game. There's just so many controls. Controllers really don't do it justice. I had that problem in 2018. I had 2018 for PlayStation 4, and I was not a fan. The control system just was not my cup of tea. Not that it was a bad game. It just... Control system left a lot to be desired compared to the mouse and keyboard. And really, I mean, other than moving around and stuff, there's not a lot that's going to kill your frames too much. I know you got a few things that have frame drops, and yeah, I have a fairly powerful 80 series NVIDIA graphics card, but you know, still. Alright. Run that. Let's throw this on the balancer. Take that. Balance the rest of these wheels out and put them back in the car. Oh, it was only 2. That was nice. And honestly, if you actually get used to what this actually does, you can do it pretty fast. And I promise we'll get into like mini games and stuff once we get level up a little bit. I know everybody likes the parts repair mini game. But back to the car. Alright. Part mount, let's get Vulcanizer achievement from Steam. Not sure what that's all about, but whatever. Alright, got a tire. Guess we're starting on the side there. Now realistically, we could screw these in quite a ways before we torque them down to get our star pattern. So you don't have to do them all star pattern like I do. It's just whatever. I was taught how to do them right. It's not that hard to do a star every time you do a wheel. Run up here to the front, and then we gotta find the fuel pump, which I think we can do when we do the oil. I do believe this car has a mechanical fuel pump inside of the engine bay. It should, given the year. So come on. There we go. Get that on there. We're good there. Back out of here. And we'll bring this down. Take a look in the engine bay. The filter. Oh wow, it is in the trunk. Alright. So I don't need to grab a fuel pump real quick from the old auto parts store. Fuel pump. Yep, 120 credits, which is absolutely asinine for a fuel pump for this car. I mean, I guess they have fixed market prices because they don't really have a lot of different ideas, but yeah. Usually, even an electric fuel pump for a car like this, worst case scenario is about $70. Oil in here. Check the dipstick because customer car. Ooh, perfect. Alright. Car status. Change and drain the oil. Yada yada. Good stuff. Alright. Alright. Finish the order. And we made a little bit of money on that. Wasn't great. Haven't really gained a level either. That kind of sucks. Alright. So we got list provided for poor brake performance and then other tasks. This has a bonus credit, so we're going to take this one. I mean, in theory, we could take both of them, but... Okay. Ah. Okay. Move the car into the lifter. We already know it doesn't have brake fluid in it. See? Started the car. Inky dicky. Car status. Refill the coolant, power steering fluid, and windscreen fluid. Okay. Over here. Didn't say to drain it, just said to refill it. So. I mean, it's kind of a joke job, if you ask me. This is a lot of this stuff you can do in your driveway. But a lot of people don't actually know how to do this stuff, and I blame the American school system. Alright, are we done? Yay, we're done. 120 credits for that. Probably spent more than that on freaking fluids, but whatever. Oh boy. Poor brake performance and other tasks list provided. Oh. Want to do a brake job? I mean, we could do that and move the car in. Go over here to the phone and grab this one because, like I said, nitty gritty, man. Alright, what do you actually need done? Job info. Come on. Refill the coolant. That's it? Get out of here. That's why we took both of them. Haha. Extra 25 bucks. Alright. Poor brake performance, huh? Get the lift out. Check car status. ABS pump. 3 calipers, a disc, and a brake ventilated. So, let's just highlight everything that's wrong. Now, honestly, you're probably not going to have to do any kind of, like, draining of the brake system, but accidents happen, and I'd rather not have a leak, so let's just get this out of the way. Since we're taking the ABS pump itself off, that's probably a wise choice. Since the pump's where all the pressure is, and that's where the prime is, so... Okay, that's out. Alright, so we need one of these. Alright. Get out of here. Put that in last. So, let's take all the wheels off, figure out which brake fluids or brake discs and calipers and everything are all buggered up. Probably gonna burn most of our money, but hopefully we'll get a crate. Oh dear God, 25%. I'm gonna say it's that one. We have to kind of buy things at the moment, so that's the vented brake disc. Oh, they're highlighted. I'm a dumbass. Probably didn't need to take the pad off that other one either. Oh well. It's 2. This caliper off here. 3, and looks like the last part is going to be on this one. Oh yeah, that's bad. Alright, so 3 calipers. Grab 3 cylinders while we're here. We need one of these. One of these. And what was up? See, that's what I don't like. I type in brake, the ABS pump should pump up in there. Yeah, it should. Here, all. Just give me all parts. Unless it's electronic, which would make sense. It might be an electronic part, which is kind of dumb. ABS pump. Yep, it's electronic. Something stupid. Yep, ABS pump. That actually should not be an electronic part, but whatever. Gotta categorize. Okay, let's get back in here. Guy's gonna be stopping great on 3 corners. The last corner, not so much. Whoa. My God, the zoom is atrocious. Yeah, I gotta figure out the setting for that and turn that zoom crap off. That is ridiculous. Alright, real quick. Settings menu, where is it? Language, no. Huh. We're going to put that to Imperial because screw metric. Unrealistic wheel sizes. Oh, that's funny. That's for sandbox mode. We can put giant tires on stuff. Yeah, I don't see where the zoom thing is. Huh. Whatever. I'll figure it out eventually. I'll play with the settings when I'm not streaming. Alright, ventilated disc. Throw this garbage brake pad back on there. Yeah, that'll work. Now we can go ahead and sell off those junk parts, and we really should, but I've been getting so good with the short orders, I wasn't paying that much attention to it. Alright, this one here. Mount that back up. That back up. Ow, that's probably the one that needed to be changed. Alrighty. Car status. ABS pump and refill the brake fluid. Back out of there. Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of that zoom and I don't know how to fix it. Hey, Kideki. Did I take the hood off? Maybe I did. I just opened it. I guess not. Yeah, it costs a couple extra credits to do it this way, but we're not going to get in trouble with the EPA, so that's why we're doing it that way. Oh, and yeah, I guess I did take the hood off. Yeah, whatever. That'd have been funny, so the customer backed their car with no hood. Get out of here. What do we got? Changing oil and other tasks on a Mini. I got 5,000 credits. Take it. Oh yeah, I remember this car. Man, move the car to lifter. Because we can. Alright. Check car status. They should have provided a list. Oh boy! Brother rubbers! Wow, ignition coils, idler rollers, spark plugs. Change the brake fluid, the coolant, and the power steering fluid. Refill windshield wash fluid. That's easy. Oh, we are actually going to have to tear this engine down. Oh, I can't quite see it from this angle. That sucks. Alright. Unmount part. Let's just refill these while we're here. Glug, 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 glug! Oh, he did make level 2, though. So that's something. Do we get a case? We did. Alright, let's open our case. I'm feeling this one. Ooh. And this one. Bonus scrap, bonus credits. Lame. Alright. V. Let's sell everything, because we need the part. We're going to need the money. Alright, so with this car status, change brake fluid, still going to be done. Change the oil. Yeah, okay, fine. Pair of brake pads. A camshaft. Yikes. Rubber bushings. Yeah, we're going to have to basically disassemble the engine on this car. So this is basically one of those that it doesn't say it gives you bonus experience, but given what you're actually going to have to do to find all the parts, you're probably going to get a lot of experience because you're probably going to have to rip the engine out of the car. Such a horrible camera, too. Can't move camera while I'm adding fluid, and that's kind of annoying. Just kind of have to guess. Alrighty. Probably should drain the oil out of it before we get too far, right? Cargo up. Cargo down. Oh, that was the first time we put it on the lift. Oops. Now remember, the smart person doesn't put the oil back in the car till we're done tearing the car apart. Rid of this filter. Cool. Alright. See if while we're here we can see any of the rubber bushings that are bad. These don't look terrible. That's the thing. Hey, intercooler. Nice. Alright. Brake disc looks horrifying. Alright. Lower your back down. We know we need to get to the cams, so we need to take these off anyways. Spark plugs are kind of the same way. If we can get to them without the head cover on, it makes life easier. Oh dear, sweet Jesus. Alright, we need 2 spark plugs, it looks like. Alright. Down in here. Idler roller. Crankshaft pulleys. We gotta get this stupid timing cover off. So slow. Oh boy, tension idler. Oh. Wants the belt off first. Well, I'm sure the belt's dead too. Got cam gear up in here that is just garbo. The hell did you do to this engine? It's a turbo engine. That's the worst part. And dual overhead cams, and you managed to fry one cam. What were you doing? Well, running it on 2 bad cylinders is probably a good start. Do the math on this. One of the cams is messed up, and we had 2 bad spark plugs. Yeah, that makes perfect sense as to why that's a problem. What is in your way? Huh? Oh, probably this cam cover. Oopsie. No? That's not it. Why? What am I missing here? Shouldn't have to take off both freaking cams. Be able to slip the one out. That's the whole head. It's not showing anything red. What am I missing? Oh, god damn it. Alright, let's tear the engine down. I'm done. Done playing. The throttle body off, the intake manifold, the whole 9 yards. I mean, realistically, you would take all this stuff off anyways, just to get it out of the way. Small engines like this, especially the mini engines, they're built by BMW. They're not user-friendly, so... Mechanic shop. And still wants that... Still not giving me a red. It's not telling me why. Whatever. Take the fuel rails out. We can put all this stuff back in. Actually in pretty good shape. Guess we'll loosen off the other camshaft. I don't need to. Ideally, if you were only changing one camshaft, you wouldn't want to loosen off the second one because it would screw up timing with the lobes on the camshaft. It's going to be hard enough to get these back in line the way it is without having to worry about that. Oh, the timing cover. I had an SMRT moment, guys. Forgot about the timing chain. Yep. It's like cam gears freaking in here. There it is. I took off a bunch of other parts, so... Just disassemble the engine. It'll be fine. Need to get down to where the pistons are anyways and see if there's anything in there. Now, what is your problem this time? Oh, spark plugs. Just get them out. Just want to be able to see those pistons. They look okay, but when you have a bad cam like that, you do want to check them. Alrighty. I don't see anything in there. So, according to our shopping list, not the electronic shop. Don't need an ABS pump or an oil filter for a V8. We might need brake pads. Take that off. Take the caliper off. Okay, car parts, shopping list. Grab the oil filter. That out of here. That tensioner. Beeps. Idler roller A. I only seen one of them, but we'll probably need another one. Serpentine belt. Well, thank God there's only one of those. Okay. Put our head back in. Fuel rails. It's actually easier to put that in that way. That's kind of sad. Oh, I might. I gotta check car status here in a second because I think it's 80%. And I seen a bad fuel rail. No? That fuel rail didn't matter. It wasn't part of the list. Alright. Ah, yeah. Alright, so you need to be the crappy one. And somehow put the timing chain on before we put the other camshaft in. Yeah, that's the thing. Don't ask me how. Cam gear B. Timing cover. La da 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 da. I probably should spend that skill point I got, huh? Oop. Do not want to put it on the head cover yet. For reasons. Alright. Get down here. Grab you. Throw you in. Idler roller A. This was the 85. Okay. This was the... Oh, I have several of them. Wow. Whatever. Belt. Belt tensioner. It didn't ask me to change timing cover, and I double checked. Well, it looked like freaking egg on my face if it actually decides that it wants it now. Alright, you. On. Y'all? Okay. Car status. Camshaft, cam gear, idle roller. Alright, we got one bad ignition coil. And 2 spark plugs we gotta go buy. Alright. That's in electronics. Let's see here. Icon's horrible. Alright. Glow plugs. Ooh. That's diesel. 6 credits for spark plugs. You know, that's actually pretty average. Some of the pricing's a little screwed up, but... Alright, before we do that, I want to make sure I highlight which ignition coil and which 2 spark plugs were actually bad. Head on. Whatever. Should be right. Alright. That should take care of that. Now we can do tear apart the undercarriage. Woo. Oh. Two pads. And then whatever these three are. Yeah, right. So highlighted, so we should see those pads. I think they're in the back. Yep, they are in the back, and it looks like 1, 2... 2 of the rubber bushings are there, 2 are up front, and... So there's the 4 rubber bushings as well. Alright. Let's get these off, and... I'm going to assume it's these pads, too. Which I would be right. Yeah, those are junk. Alright. This out of here. It's one of the rubber bushings. Alright. The other side. Take off this tire and get rid of this one. I just say experience gain in this beginning part of the game is atrocious. 1 experience. I mean, once we get the diagnostics tools going, it'll be a little better, but yikes. I'm pretty sure this brake rotor is one of the problems. And it's a rotor, not a disc. If you go and ask for a brake disc, they're going to look at you stupid. Just ask for a rotor like an adult. Yeah, it was shot. I'm assuming that was shot. Ooh, yeah, that was really garbage. Yeah, this side's the same way. Looks like discs and more pads. I figured it's brake jobs, probably all 4 pads. Car like this, if you blow out a cam with a turbo, yeah, you were riding it pretty hard. These are vented discs, right? Yeah. Okay. I think... Not that one. Check our car status here. Ding, 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 ding. Aha, we got them all. 4 rubber bushings, 4 brake pads, and 2 ventilated discs. Alright. Alright, 2 of these. 4 of these. Four of these, I think. That's all of them. Did I put the oil filter back in yet? Meh. I did not. Here where I can see multiple things at the same time. Da-da-da-da. Yay, doesn't matter. Okay, put this tire back on. I actually really enjoy it. There are a couple of things that I can foresee as being an auto mechanic myself that are kind of a little, here and or there, but, video game logic, price structures, and stuff are one of my biggest things. Some of the stuff, depending on the model of car, should be fluctuated to a point. If we can set a year for a car, we can tell that, the brakes for a 81 Cadillac are not going to be the same cost as the brakes for a Mini Cooper. But I know a nice flat across the board pricing makes sense. Do thoroughly enjoy the game, though. I'm glad I actually got to stream it. I wish I could have streamed it early, but I ain't got the 10 year for that. Some of the new mechanics on this are actually really nice. Other ones, I gotta figure out where that zoom feature is. Need to manually control zoom with the middle mouse button. That's one thing that would be really nice. I'm sure there's a setting for it. I'm just not looking for it. Huh. Must have my overlays turned off, because I never really seen that if I hadn't been looking at my other device. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Alrighty. So other than adding the oil back into the car, I think we're done. So one thing I do see, and it may be in the easy mode. Honestly, you wouldn't have this option anyways with the a normal car, but a fill bar for the oil, even on normal mode, I think would be great. I know there was a Steam achievement for 2018 where if you overfilled the oil, it gave you an achievement. But, it's just one of those things. It's like itty-bitty freaking quality of life updates make the world go round. Let's get rid of this story order. Oh. Oh, yeah. That's a thing. I forgot to put the exhaust back on. Oopsie. I know there's something I forgot. I was just trying to send it out without the turbo so I could sell the turbo and make more money. Yeah, the XP stacking is still just a little bit slow paced for me, but I guess it's alright for most people. That's out of here. Cool. Let me go with toolbox. Movement speed is kind of worthless. We do have one. Let's see. I'm going to take the discount. At this stage of the game, I'm taking the 5% discount. Did notice our detailing toolkits in here? I've actually seen that. Diesel Designs, if you actually catch my stream, your detailing kit's in here. Not in the, you can do that before you do the car wash. But, I know a lot of people have missed that. Oh boy. Let's see here. What do we got? List provided other tasks. And it's a freaking Honda. This one is a suspension. And that's a DLC car. Oh, we're taking this one. This is a DLC. It's probably going to be expensive. We're probably going to have issues, but we could feature the DLC, something that a lot of the other streamers that have been on haven't been able to do. So, I wonder if we can take this thing for a drive. Drive the test track and see what we got for suspension issues. Alright, now this thing shouldn't have any engine sound. Yeah, it should just be tires. Oh, and it's quick too. Oh my god, this thing is all over the road. Oop. Was like that when I found it. Yikes! Okay. How were you driving this electric car? The suspension is like death wobble beyond reason. Alright. What did it tell us? I know it said a list provided, but I wanted to just make sure there was no other items. Yeah, I could see that. Sway bar. It's really like the worst part. Everything else is around 50-60%. Alright. What's the list say for it? Steering rack and the sway bar and link. Yep. That's what I figured. Now, steering rack on this thing could be a little expensive. Excuse me, I've been talking for too long. I haven't had a drink. Started coughing because of good dry mouth. Get me a Monster and see how we go from there. Ugh. Wish I was sponsored by Monster. That'd be awesome. Considering how much of it I drink, they'd probably lose enough in sales that it wouldn't be worth it, though. Not as bad as I used to be, but... Sorry, guys. Frog caught in my throat or something. See, right here. I mean, it does have the scroll wheel, but it's fighting it constantly. That's the problem. Okay, sway bar and link B, I believe. So we need a steering rack and an N-Link B. $800 credits. Oof. It's actually not that bad. It's actually reasonably cheap for what we're doing. Steering rack for an electric car, I'd imagine, is a little more expensive than $800. Now, all the parts that needed to be fixed are put back in place. Now it's just reassemble the car. Yeah, I don't know why I'm coughing so hard. Oh, I screwed that tire up. Oh well, this one's gonna be a little off balance. Whatever. Status, done. Credits, order. I'm not even gonna take it down from the lift. Just get it out of here. Find and fix any running gear problems. Drain the oil and other tasks. Let's do the Volvo. Neither one of them actually give you a freaking thing, but the Volvo, yeah, that sounds awesome. Alright. Car status. What do we got? Oh, Jesus. Change all the fluids, rebuild the engine. Wow. Yeah, this one could be expensive. But we gotta tear the engine apart. That'll be good for some experience. Okay. Hi. Get these done real quick since we're not really doing too much with it. Should be fine. I don't think we'll trigger the spillage, but at least with the brake fluid, we're going to leave the power steering fluid and stuff out of it for now. Radiator shot, so yeah, we probably... Oh, wow. I didn't want to drain the windshield washer fluid, but they might have been using it for the radiator for given the way it's looking. Yikes. Radiator's rusty. Yep. Alright. I need to get the car in the air. And that sucks because I gotta drain the oil out before ripping apart the top end, because if I have to get underneath it, that's gonna suck. So, one of the things I learned when working on cars myself is you may not need to drain the oil to tear apart the top end, but like you could take the crankshaft pulley off and the little gasket behind it is bad and you end up in an oily mess anyway. So this is just, we have to do it anyways, so let's get it done now before we end up with a mess. Forward thinking on the game's probably not that far, but you know, it does happen. I mean, been in a shop for more than about 10 minutes, you'd actually have an idea what's going on with that. And need another I4 oil filter. Get that out of here. Alright. The right to left typing is kind of weird too. That just could be because I'm from the Western Hemisphere, but I know a lot of places do read right to left. It's just, it seems a little strange, especially for a game that's set in the American Southwest. And all the signage and stuff is all left to right reading too. So like I said, the input is just, it's odd. Not anything wrong with the game, it's just an odd choice. You know, everything else we read left to right in the game, all the signage and stuff, but for whatever reason, a keyboard types right to left. Oh, an auto search. That would be great. Like, start predictive text searching would be awesome. I know we needed a fuse relay. Don't remember which one. I think it's a relay B. So we actually get to work on a little electrical here. So So let's check car status, and we need to, let's see, relay A, relay B. Yeah, see, like the water pump and stuff, the timing belt. A lot of these older cars, those things are going to result in leaks. You actually can get oil leaks out of the water pump area because one of the plates on most water pumps blocks a oil path. So if you don't drain the oil, you can actually get a pressure problem and have oil puke out of the water pump. Then you got water in your, water and oil mixed together. Not a good thing. That's why I want to drain those fluids right there, guys. So if you're working on your own car, you got to do a water pump. Weigh your options. Learn about where your pathways are. All right. Wow. Cam gears, clutch plates, bearings, fuel filters, fuel pumps, idler rollers, spark plug wires. Well, a lot of stuff. All right. This guy just beat this Volvo 6 ways from Sunday. Let's get these out of here. And with this stuff, yeah, I'm going to slow down a little bit on pacing. We're actually going to go through and basically shopping list and grab what we need, reinstall it. I think. Yeah, we're just going to clear the list out. All right. Mount parts back in. That ought to make it run a little better. I need a radiator C. And once again, even though we're putting the radiator in, it'd be a good idea to... We could get away with putting the water back in the radiator, but... And it would hold. We could change the water pump with the radiator in and have it full. That's not an issue. It's just... It's bad practice, to be honest. Alright. Now the spark plug wires are dead. The zoom feature's getting on my nerves. I can fix it, but it's just annoying. I want to take a look in here, just because ignition wires for single overhead cam 4-cylinder. Looks like the alternator's bad. That I think we need to get. Come on. Down here. Ooh, this serpentine belt is horrible. Let's get that out of the way. Idler roller. Okay. Oop, can't take that off yet. Grab that serpentine belt because they're both shot. That's rusted on there? Ooh, gross. Alright. Water pump. Get you out of here. Take crankshaft pulley off. Now, realistically, those don't come off very easy. I mean, just saying, they're probably one of the worst things in the world to take off. Crankshaft pulleys, in my experience, have basically been one of those things that I guess the best way to put it is they're the bane of your existence more often than not. Oh, full set of plugs. Just going to go full set. I'm not going to add them to the shopping list. Just going to take care of full set. Under the car. Under the car! Oh, alright, whatever. Let's do the top end of the engine first. Alright. Serpentine A. Done. Out of here. Idler. Done. Out of here. B. Now, realistically, when you go to a mechanic shop, they kind of have this kind of listing thing where they, you know, will have a list of stuff and they'll pick up the parts that they need from a list. So, pretty realistic on that sense. So, starter and alternator are probably in electronics. Yep. So at least here in America, we don't have separate shops for this stuff. I mean, we have the shop. You go to AutoZone or Advanced or Napa or O'Reilly's or whatever, and that's where you go. And they usually have most of the stuff. So, oh, wires. Single overhead cam i4. There we go. Now, especially on older cars, you pretty much want to do your plug wires and your spark plugs about the same time. Spark plugs are, on average, usually about, I would say, anywhere from about 80 to 110,000 miles is usually what you get out of a good set of plugs. So, you know, if you're going to be changing those, your plugs are probably shot too. Just saying. Your wires are probably shot at the same time your plugs are, so you might as well change them both at the same time, and plug wires are fairly cheap. The other thing is, if you live in hotter climates, desert southwest like this, pretty much every time you change your spark plugs. I mean, realistically. Oop, I didn't get the cam gear. Yikes. Need that. Okay, down here. Por favor. Right, please and thank you. So I'll have to get that cam gear for that i4 before we can do anything else. Ta-da. That one there. Cost-wise, we're actually doing okay on money. Yeah. We got a lot of smoke out here from the California wildfires, so allergies are definitely a thing. Add in the fact the wind's been blowing a little harder, and where I live, they decided on a glorious idea. They decided that Russian olive trees, which are some of the most hyperallergenic trees on the planet, were the best idea to, plant everywhere. Does not make good for your sinus cavities. Because pretty much everybody is allergic to them. There's very few people on the planet that aren't allergic to olive trees. In some way, shape, or form, so... I think we got another part, though. We do have another skill point. You know what? I'm going to get a little faster screwing because we're going to take this transmission apart. And... inventory... We did get a case for leveling up, so let's get that case open. And get a couple extra bucks. Ooh, 130 XP, that helps. Ooh. More scrap. Okay. Now I know scraps for upgrading parts later on. Yeah. Whatever. Just get rid of them all. Leaves the starter in there. Which we know we gotta change. And we have to remove it anyway, so. Get up in here. No. I believe we got some clutch plates to do. So we're gonna take drive line out. Yeah. See, like, I'm fine with this view. Yeah, it's kind of weird because, you know, the amount of extensions that you would need on your ratchet to actually be able to reach from over here is a little ridiculous, but I'm okay with that. It's when you get too close that it's a problem. Alright. Release bearing, gone. I do like the addition of the WD-40 option where you can kind of use penetrating lube on stuff, but on the other side of the fence, you're going to break more bolts than it's worth. Alright, get out of here. Go back over here. Check our old shopping list. Grab the 2 parts that we know we have. Check car status here soon, too. What we got left? Clutch plate, release bearing, the fuel filter, the fuel pump. Starter I already have, and then add the oil. Oh. We don't need the relay type B and the relay type A. They're done. Alright. And we know where the clutch plate and stuff are, so we're doing those right now. So we're almost wrapped up with this. Yep, get them in here. So we need a fuel filter. We didn't need to take the flywheel off, but I'll call it an inspection. Now, here's an interesting thing that I've noticed with the game. Every car in the game is a standard transmission. Automatic transmissions are not as easy to work on in most cases. So maybe a automatic transmission pack would be worthwhile. I don't know. Could be kind of fun. So 4 bolts, you want to make sure you do X patterns, by the way. For those people that were like, oh, how do you take and tighten up 4 screws? Well, that's how. Doing a crisscross pattern. Alright, need a filter, pump. That in there, strafe around. And I think, yeah, that's going to have to be from the engine bay, which, given the fact that we pretty much just have to add oil back to the car, that's not a bad thing. Yeah. It's about efficiency. You know, you do stuff in order to a point. I mean, I'm not the most efficient person in the world, but I at least have the wherewithal to sort of kind of plan out what I'm doing. Glug, 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 glug. Yeah, a gallon jug like this of oil, most cars are going to take the entire gallon. Even these old Volvo 4-cylinders would take 5 quarts oil, which is roughly what a gallon jug is. So, oh, I forgot to put the starter back in. Bugger. I got excited. Trying to move the car without starter. No, it's a push model now. I mean, realistically, the standard transmission to starter is kind of trivial, but, you know. You can technically push start them. Other tasks. What? Other tasks. Change. Oh, I didn't add the coolant and the power steering fluid back into the car. That was actually on my list of things to do. The starter got me kerfuffled. Like, usually you would do the coolant in the car with a radiator like this while the car was running. Wouldn't just be guesstimating at it. Once again, about 5 quarts. And that's with 50/50. I've seen some, I have an intercooled Ford Lightning, and that thing takes like 13 quarts of freaking fluid because of the way the water system in it is. It's absurd. And that was with a actually improved radiator. Alright, other tasks, check. Good, done. 3,000 credits almost. That's not bad. We're making some money. So, one of the biggest things is with the toolboxes, purchasing items for testing is where things are going to get expensive. So, like the garage expansion, the extra bay, yeah, the lifter's nice. So, getting into this stuff too early is probably going to be not for the great idea. So adding the welder, yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna grab the charger because it's a great thing to have. Let's just grab the diagnostic tools. You know, the ones that aren't retarded. They make our life a lot easier. $150 for an OBD2 harness? Yeah. That tester is ridiculous. We'll grab the tablet too. And we'll grab the tester. I'm not spending the $5,000 on that because I'm not getting myself buried. But now we can do all the other diagnostics, which is fine. Which I'm sure we needed. Change drain oil. Huh. Okay. Anything else wrong with you? Yeah! Good thing we got the testers. Oof. Alright, so this looks like... Huh. So this car is basically based off of the Eagle Talon, which was the Chrysler version of the Mitsubishi Eclipse. Kind of looks like an Eclipse too, but I would say it looks more like a Talon. Okay, dokie. Let's get under here, and we're going to go through, and we're going to do all the tests because we get experience for it. Plus, it'll help us find out what the hell's going on. I mean, they're not terrible. Tire tread tester. Why not? We'll check the tire treads. It'll tell us if the tires are bad or not, right? We can do that from the engine bay, right? Grab the old multimeter. Now, this type, like, year range of Mitsubishi or Eagle had electrical issues. They weren't terrible, but they did have a few. Usually why you went with the independent engine management system over the time. The other thing is most Japanese cars are notorious for head problems. They put iron blocks and aluminum freaking heads together without a proper mating surface. Ooh, 2 bad pistons and a camshaft. Well, that'll tell you that. See, that's why we have the testing tools. And we'll do the part 1. Oh, by the way, we just bought this scanner for like $1,500 and it looks like hammered dog crap. My scanner looks better than this. Actually, my scanner's about 2 feet from me. That's never been that dirty. Alright. Have any other tools? Nope, just the drain tool, which we'll have to deal with it in a second. Alright. So, car status. What are we looking at? Spark plugs, ignition coils, camshafts. Still a lot of parts. Oh. So it doesn't say we have to drain any of the fluids yet. So I think there's a yeah, let's do an examination mode. Just see what we got. Do a visual inspection on everything, see if we can find a few more of those parts. Looks like got a cam gear that popped up in there. Clutch plate. I don't know how he's looking at the clutch plate, but okay. Yeah, wheel hub bearings. Yeah, it makes sense. So the car itself is front-wheel drive, and one of the biggest problems with a front-wheel drive car in this scenario is it has way too much horsepower for the front-wheel drive system to actually handle, and you end up blowing out wheel bearings and CVT axles, and you know. So there actually is stuff like that, you know. Yeah, drive shaft, sway bar. Stuff like that makes sense. We'll go ahead and do inspections on everything and see what we got. Hopefully we'll get all the parts. Plus this examination is going to give us +1 experience every time we, you know, do it. And all I have to do is hold the key. Hold the mouse. It'll be fine. Alright, so we did a visual inspection on everything. The entire car's done. How did we fare? Come on. Look at the car. Car status. Oh my god. Front sway bar, rear sway bar, ignition coil. We still have parts that aren't discovered. And we know we have a piston with a connecting rod that's bad, so we have 2 of them. Wow. I have a bad crankshaft in there too. I don't know. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 19 bad parts we haven't even found yet. Oof. Yikes. Alright. Vacuum everything out, first and foremost. We're not spilling anything. Yeah, it costs a couple bucks, but we're going to make sure we have all that stuff cleaned out. Oh. I don't know why I took the front bumper off. Well, I know why I took the front bumper off, but let's see. Can you guys guess why I took the front and rear bumpers off the car? I'll give you a hint so we could get it up in the air. Car like this is so low. Getting this stuff underneath, like rolling this little oil drain thing under here, even with the lift all the way up, you could still ding the bumper, so for the sake of the customer, we remove the bumper, so we don't have to worry about it. Alright. And, yeah, I see the battery charger over there. Alright, so under here, we got... Ooh, yikes. We have to change the oil filter, we know that. Looks like we got a bad serpentine belt in here, too. Alright, so we didn't see too much visually under here that we had to deal with. Turbo looks pretty good. Stuff like that, so. And I think what I'm going to do, even though it doesn't really need it, is I'm going to throw the battery on the charger regardless. Just because it's out of the car. See, now good safety practice here if you're working on your car. If you're going to do anything with the electronic system or spark plugs, anything like that, take the battery out. We have a battery charger. Just put it over there. Get out of the way. A lot of times you'll just have to disconnect the positive and negative cables from the battery, and you can leave the battery in the car, but realistically, why take the chance? This one's good. That one's bad. That one's bad. This one's okay. Okay, we'll take the head cover off, give this a spritz. Totally not how that works, by the way. Although, if you do want to get rusty parts off your car, or you want to clean up rusty parts, a good freaking practice is to actually soak a lot of your like rusty parts in Coke syrup or Coke. Coke, for some reason, just eats rust. It's crazy. God, another turbo car with one broken camshaft, by the way. It's almost like this i4 or this not the greatest engine in the world. They're great on gas, but you're only breaking one camshaft. I mean, a lot of cars only have one camshaft. A lot of your V8s and stuff do. But, yeah, gotta get the timing cover off. Alright. Yep. Too far. Too far again. Yeah. Now, I didn't see anything wrong with the alternator or the power steering pump, so I think we're okay there. Alright, in here, visual inspection. Belt tensioner looks good. Idler rollers look okay. So we're really just taking the stuff apart to get to the cam. Alright, cam out of here. Now, I know we have pistons that are bad, so we're going to have to take a lot of this off anyways. Because we're going to have to take the pistons out from the top. So we might as well get the heads off now. Throttle body, stuff like that, you know. Remember what I said on the car before that we were working on the other inline 4? A lot of the stuff you'll take off to get it out of your way. Yeah, well, there you go. Need to get it out of the way. While we're here. Take the other cam out, get the head off. A lot of it looks like suspension parts, but just visually, but once we get in here, we'll figure it out. Now, it would be nice if you could pull the head out with the spark plug still in, but, you know, game's got a game. Realistically, you're not supposed to have the spark plugs inside when the head's not installed, but... Okay, yeah. See, that's what I was looking for on that other engine we took apart. See these two center cylinders? That's the back connecting, or the back camshaft. And it looks like he drove this thing until it broke. So the Mini, the guy brought it in early, but this guy just drove it till it wouldn't move anymore, basically. There you go. Alright, just get down here to the tires. This thing up in the air. Now, the reason why I'm not putting the stuff back on the car as we go is because there's stuff underneath that we gotta disconnect before we get that far. Got to take off some of the connecting rods and stuff, so we got to get pistons out, put pistons back in before we can, you know, realistically get to everything. We'll take the brakes off just for the sake of argument. So, wheel axles, I can't tell which one's bad and which one's not, so. And a hub bearing, see? That's what we got to get in there. Same thing with these tie rods. We don't really need to take them off because all this stuff should be fine, but like drive shafts, stuff like that, we need to take off stuff to get to them. It's a rather interesting concept that the sway bar end link is actually, the sway bar for this car is actually behind the engine. Take off the easy one first. Now, statistically, wouldn't need to take out the brakes to take off everything, but I took the brake off on the other side for reasons. Oh. Now, with the sway bar disconnected like this, taking that end link out to get the sway bar out, we probably could have left the sway bar end link in. At least on that section. This is really rusty, but I think it's okay. Same thing back here. Looks like we got rear sway bar that's shot. Take these hubcaps off too and check these pull these wheel hub bearings out. Now the rear one being on the inside is not as surprising, but don't see anything there. Spring caps and all that stuff looks good. I'm probably thinking a lot of it is rubber bushings. But we'll check as we go. These hub bearings out. Just get them out of the way. Now see this rubber gasket right here on the sway bar A? Those all would have to be replaced. Those bushings actually would probably have to be replaced with that sway bar wood. Let's just take the entire back of this thing apart, because there's a good possibility that some of these cross members are bad. Yep, 14% on that bushing. That one was okay. So yeah, we did just technically disconnected it from everything but the shocks, but I'm sure that's fine. Can't see in here if anything's bad, but you never know. Do the same thing to the other side. We get rid of all the rubber bushings and see what our parts list looks like. We're also up to level 4, by the way, guys. So 15 is where we need to be able to go to the auctions, like salvage auctions, and start building our own cars. Probably need to be quite a bit higher than that to get other things done. Building our own cars is going to be where we make our butter. That's our money, realistically. So we just got to kind of mainline to get into where we can work on our own stuff. Now, hopefully, the community gets together and we get some workshop items like right off the bat. Not that we don't have a lot of content to go through with the DLCs and stuff, but definitely would be awesome if we could, you know, kick some workshop content right away. I didn't look when I first installed it because I didn't think it would be as necessary, but I'll do the same thing up here. We'll check bushings. 13%. 11%. Yeah, those are shot. 2%. My suspension sucks. Yeah, that's probably because your body mounts are all garbage. Okay, now, like these control arms and stuff, I have no idea if the bushings are bad in them or not. Looks okay. Okay. I do know the gearbox has got to come off because I believe we have a clutch problem. While we're here. Yep. Looks like it's definitely a clutch and flywheel problem. Get the oil pan off, because remember we got 2 bad pistons, so you gotta get in here. It looks like we got a crankshaft, at least 1 crankshaft bearing this bad. I don't know, maybe 3. It might be all 3. Yeah, 3%. Yikes. This engine was just rattle-trapped to death. Beaten to hell. It's like you got a bad rod cap on that corner, too. You see how the one on the right is all shiny and the one over here on the left is black? This one's nice and shiny, this one's black. I would say that that's probably a bad rod cap. And if it's that rusty in there, it's probably been running it with really low oil for a while. So let's check car status and see. We got it all. Alright, yeah. Take apart the entire car, you got it all. Alright, so we want to start with the bottom, so we need crankshaft bearing caps. I know we still need those pistons. We can get those out of there. We're gonna have to put them back in first, so. Give me your pistons. Alright. 2 pistons. 2 piston rings. 3 rod caps. While we're here. Flywheel. Okay. Oop. Head cam. Front drive axle. No. Okay, we need to... See, this is where I need to be able to access my inventory from inside the computer. Alright, let's just go through this. Piston ring. Now. Okay, we need to... Enter. 1 rod cap, 1 camshaft bearing. Okay, rubber bushings. We need a bunch of those. Sway bar A. Wheel hub bearings, front sway bar. Camshaft I4B, you got that right. Okay. Hey, we got another case. Nice. I don't know. This one and that one. Yeah. Why not? Bonus case. That one. That one. I mean, a couple hundred credits isn't bad, but not great. Alright. We need rubber bushings and wheel hub bearings. We also need a front sway bar and a rear sway bar. That one. Rubber bushings, I don't know. Let's grab 10 of them. It's probably overkill, but... Now we need 2 wheel hub bearings. Those go on the front. Alright, let's start with that and see what we can put back together in this car. Pistons back in. Head back on. Now this is the... Wow, we already had a camshaft. I mean... No. Oh yeah, just put brand new camshafts in both... No. Maybe when we're level, 50 or something and have $3 or $4 million in the bank, we'll, give the customer an extra camshaft, but not right now. Can't do it. Can't justify it. Some of these parts out of my inventory too. We didn't grab any sparkulators yet. Or ignition coils. I know there was bad ignition coils. Not sure about sparkulators, so. Yep, we had 2 bad ones. Alright. Put the 2 good ignition coils in. That way we know we had some bad stuff in there. Alright. Manifold in. Now, ideally, you'd probably put your throttle body in to the intake manifold and then mount it, but that could be kind of heavy too, especially in an electronic fuel injection system like this. Fuel rails, these are fine. Cam gear. Should have a new one. We do. Oop. Timing chain. Okay. Add that to the list. Move her onto the front of the engine, see what we got over here. More of this we can put back together. Better. Nope, we're good. Okay. Making sure that 69% cam gear was going back in there. It was fine. I was happy with that. Serpentine belt. Yep, should be fine. Belt tensioner. Timing cover back on. We may actually make level 5 on this one. Wouldn't that be nice? Serpentine belt I4B. Close enough. Okay. So I need a timing chain. No. Timing chain is not in here. Really? Yeah, it is. Okay. I just didn't spell it right. That discount really helped. Electronics. We need... Two spark plugs. Ignition coils. Ah, they're there. 2 ignition coils. Get those out of the way. I think we have a starter on us, so we should be fine there. The new chain in. Cam gear B in. Timing cover in. Now, we're not going to forget the damn turbo this time. About to come back for the starter, but we're not going to forget the turbo this time. Okay. Now we'll lift the car back up. Part mount under here. Rod caps and crankshaft bearings back into place. That's the nice thing about a lot of this is yeah, the list looks daunting, but then there's not a lot of places things can be, so you're not running all over the place. That's awesome. That's actually something awesome about the way cars are built. There's a lot of complicated parts in a very small space. Pan back on, because putting the oil back in the car without the oil pan on would be hilarious, but No. And do I have a new oil filter for this? Is that going to let me get away with that? Yeah, should let me get away with it. Alright. Saves me a couple bucks. I didn't get the front drive shaft. Okay. Did get the front sway bar, though. The end links back in. Brake pads on this side back in, because I took them off like an idiot. Should have enough rubber bushings to do damn near the entire car. So I grabbed 10 of them just in case. Front drive shaft, please. Still doing okay on money. And $3,000. That's not great, but it's not terrible. Grab our wheelie bearings. Drive axles. Throw our rim back on. This back in. Oh, outer tie rod. Like, wait a minute, what am I missing? I didn't take that apart on the other side, I guess. Yep. Alright, front end of the car is done, other than the battery, because we have a take now. Alright, back here. Your suspension arm. Caught it. Uppers. Rear sway bar A. Okay. Grab the right one. Tire goes back on this side. They're making progress. Yeah, that's good enough. Left to right, right to left, it really doesn't matter. As long as it goes back on. Other side. Grab the suspension arm first. Now we can get this rubber back in here. Lower suspension arm in place. Put all the crappy rubber bushings on the back. I mean, realistically, most of the action in this car happens in the front anyway, so it's fine. Yep. Got a small rubber bushing on the driver's side. Ew, no. I was wondering where my springs were. Cannot send car out. It has no suspension. Yeah. Potato, potato. It's fine. Doesn't need rear suspension anyway. It's already lowered. Okay, that side should be basically done except for wheel bearing and tire. Cap. Yes, the tire. So get that other lower suspension arm and spring in. So this is actually kind of cool. The way this works with this type of spring setup is this cross member, the suspension arm, actually is what flexes when the spring flexes to give you your flex, and then the absorber cap on top sits against the base of the body. So if you're wondering how that actually worked and why it's designed that way, that's actually how it's done. I mean, there's some good attention to detail here. Pair of ignition coils. Ooh, we got a bad rubber bushing somewhere. Where? Okay, and 2, 3. Okay. It wants those 3? Okay. So I need 3 rubber bushings. I put those in, and I guess we didn't need them. We need to get more. Alright, so. Oop. Helps if I can spell with my fat fingers, right? Okay. So we'll get those in. Unmount. Huh. So I guess these were below the threshold is what it was. Wasn't paying attention to the threshold, I guess. Oh well. Now, ideally, if I was doing this as a mechanic and had to replace all this stuff anyways, it would be probably a little bit more of a payout on this job. Just saying. Sparkulator. Sparkulator. Car status. Green, green, green. Alright, let's put some more oil in it. Refill the coolant reservoirs and stuff that we drained, and we'll be good to go. Oh, God. Yeah, see, that's why we are careful about our fluids, because that can happen. That's why I drained them out to begin with. Windshield washer fluid. It's about 99 cents for a jar of that stuff, so. In fact, it's charging us $18 to refill that. That's some seriously high premium freaking windshield washer fluid, let me tell you. I got a jar in a garage that costs 99 cents for a freaking 2-gallon bottle. So, that's where, I mean, some of the prices are a little skewed. All happy? Good. Get out of here. What? Oh. Oh, we did it again. Stupid starter. Happy now? I made a point of pointing out the fact that we were taking the battery out of the car so we didn't electrocute ourselves. Not the game has the physics for that, but you know. I made a point to try and be safe. There. Oh yeah. Those things. Put the back one on. I inventoried the license plates? Really? Okay. There we go. Ooh. Level 5! Means we got a case. Yay, case. Bonus case! Bar location! Can't buy anything at a bar. Bonus case again! Look at that. That's 3. Not gonna pick that card anymore. Yeah. So yeah, that's a thing. Oh, thank God. Apparently it's still a thing. I got like hella luck right now. XP, I'll take. Thank you. Oh God. Sorry, I was getting a little upset there. Those on the map. Ooh. Not want to add that to the list. I don't know why right click does that. V, 95%. Sell parts. Leave me with what I have. Computer, shopping list, please. Bugger off. Alright, new job. What do you got? Ooh. A 93 Camaro. Fixed body parts. Can't do that. That's expensive. Change oil. Other tasks. Got here. List provided. Other tasks. This one's other tasks. Let's grab the story order. I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything with it. See what we got for other tasks. Parts not discovered. Front bumper replacement. Drain the oil. Refill the windshield washer fluid. Brake pads. Alright. So, tells me that's why we checked. Alright. Move the car into the lifter. on, we're going to go into examination mode and just examine everything real quick. It's good for our experience, plus it'll kind of limit us down on what we have for parts. Ooh, this is one of the LS ones, too. So that's nice. I'm trying to remember what model engine that was. It's not an LS per se. I think it's the LT one. Yeah, it's the LT one. Seen a bad timing belt in there. The car has no oil in it apparently, so we can probably just go ahead and, you know, rip stuff out of it. How did you get the car here with no oil in the LT motor? It doesn't make any sense. The engine would have had a aneurysm for that. Probably would have killed the engine. $11 in the suspension. So I got a bad leaf spring U-bolt, pair of them. That's 3. Solid axle control arm. Yikes. Spring caps are bad. Well, the solid drive axles are bad. Wheel hubs. Yeah. Alright. Car status. What do we got? Did we find everything? We did not. Okie dokie. Well. Check our diagnostics real quick and see what we got. Yikes, all the spark plugs and ignition coils. This one's going to be a bit pricey. 4, 3, that's like 5 freaking spark plugs and an ignition coil. Unexpected to have good freaking compression, but it looks like just the camshaft's bad. Not terrible. Means we're gonna have to tear into the guts of this thing, but electrical system actually is surprisingly doing pretty well. Tires. 79. Okay. Still a bunch of parts not discovered yet. Wow. I think that's the last of our tools, too. Fuel pressure. Yeah, that makes sense. Fuel pump. Looks like the rail's bad. I can see it from here. Yep. Haha. That's one more test. Drain tool then, and let's go over here. Drain the cooling out of it. Do our standard stuff. We'll drain the cooling, the brake fluid, and the antifreeze, or the windshield washer fluid out of it. Find that power steering pump and drain that too. Alright. And take the battery out. Throw it on the charger. And we know we need a front bumper. So let's get the bumper in real quick. Body shop, Hornet, front bumper, part, okay. Not sure on these other ones what we're gonna do. Let's leave that off for now. No. It's Camaro. I would work on it with the front bumper on, so whatever. Lights can go back in. Oh, doesn't have a front plate. Okay. Air filter looks okay from here. So, I know we have a bunch of suspension parts we got to deal with and a bunch of other stuff. See, now I wish it would come up with the, at least for these first few episodes, it would recognize the fact you don't have the, repair tools. And it would go ahead and just add the red parts to the shopping list. Because, and actually, even beyond when you can have repair tools, because you can't repair stuff if it's in the red anyway. So, it'd be nice if it just added that stuff to the shopping list. Yeah, brake pad shot. Brake pad in there. I think the bearing was fine. Yeah, bearing's fine. That back on. I don't think I have any. No, I don't have any. No idea on the bushings yet. Deal with those when we get there. A lot of rusty bolts on the tires, though. I can see the nasty inside there, so. Bearing is fine. The hub is bad. Okay. We can take the V8 oil filter. We need one of those. Take that out. Now we gotta take the tires off to get to these various suspension parts, so let's just go ahead and get these all off here. Alright. Solid drive axle is probably fine, but it looks like the housing's bad. Yeah. Oop. Have to remove that exhaust pipe. Yeah, the housing's bad. We'll need a wheel hub. Probably need at least one main rubber bushing. Okay. We know the leaf spring bolts are bad. Just add those. I can see that spring cap base sitting back there too that just looks like horrible, horrible dog nuts. Ring plate's fine. Grab this out of here. Okay. So, shock absorber cap's fine. Leaf spring's fine. Spring cap's garbage. Alright, same thing over here. Okay. This leaf spring cap out of here. Do a little behind the tire unbolting. Get the tire out of here. Oof. I'm going to go with the fact that the drive axle is the bad part on this side. Yeah. Now, when I get repair station stuff, I do want to get the brake lathe first, because then I can do the brake jobs a little easier. Nothing bad there. Take this bushing out. Yeah, bushing is bad. Okay. I think a lot of it's going to be bushings. Yeah, some of these control arm bushings and stuff look like hot garbage. Yep. Okay, so there's at least 3 rubber bushings that are bad. Four. Oof, hot garbage all the way around the board, man. That one was actually okay. That one was not. Okay, I'm gonna go over here to you. Part mount. Put the 72 back in here, because we know that one's good. It's fine. Grab the slower suspension arm since the other one was toast and see about that. No, it was good. Alright. I'd rather take it off and put it back on and not have to worry about it. Okay, status. I have a feeling that those things are going to be in the engine compartment. No, we got them all. Nice. Nice, nice. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rubber bushings. Okay, so inventory. I need to make sure my shopping list is clear, because I was adding stuff as we were going. Shopping list. Brake pads 4. Wheel hub, oil filter, solid axle. Didn't need the exhaust pipe. Leaf spring bolts, spring caps. Okay. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. 6 of those. I think that's everything. A lot of this in car parts, so we can just go through here. Brake pads, 4. Okay. Front wheel hub, we only need 1. V8 oil filter, 1. One of those. Whoops. Don't want to overspend now. Little parts will get you. You won't be paying attention to it. You'll be like, oh, I can use them later. And then you don't get a job that needs them for, 3 hours. And you're like, I needed that $1. I'm just going to buy 10 at the sake of argument. I'll buy 10. Okay. So that should be suspension parts pretty much back in play. More of this stuff we can put back together, the easier it's going to be to work on later. Hub bearing. I took it out and forgot to put it back in. That's what I get. Okay, tire back on. Almost level 6, guys. Filter. Rubber bushings. All that fun stuff. Get over here. It's part of the reason why we have the extra 3 rubber bushings that we don't need is because I'm lazy and don't want to go hunt for the ones that actually needed to be replaced. Unless the job requires me to replace specific ones. And back here. Nope. Axle. Alright, brake pad. I was looking at my 2018 inventory and it's like, it will load really slow because you have too many parts. I'm like, okay, how many parts do I have? And it's like, you have 300 rubber bushings. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Accidentally bought 2 of those. Yeah, that happened. Disc brakes, pads. I haven't had to do tires on this, which is nice because I didn't want to replace this thing's shoes anyways. They're expensive. Alright. We'll zoom out again. Grab leaf spring bolt. That in. Spring cap. So the idea is to get all the suspension done and then go tear it into the engine. That way we don't have to worry about it as much. Spring cap here. And done. This car is actually surprisingly really clean for what it is. For so many of the parts that are just horrible on it, there's actually a lot of them that are really clean. Drive axle back in. Brake disc. Stoppies. Stoppies. That's funny. Alright. I do believe... Yep. That does make a suspension status. Alright, camshaft, DI, coils, spark plugs, timing belts, pair of timing belts. Wow. Alright. So I need 2 timing belt V8s, 2, 3, 5 of the spark plugs, 3 of the ignition coils, 1 of the DIs, and a camshaft. Okay, so let's just go over here all. So cam. Forgot if it was a regular camshaft or special camshaft. There's been 2 of the timing belt V8s, so I know that for sure. Sparkulators. 5 of them. Three ignition coils. Camshaft V8. A fuel rail DI. Yep. Okay. Camshaft V8. Regular V8, regular V8, 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 camshaft V8, okay. And a fuel rail DI is what we're looking for. Fuel. Ah, fuel rail, okay. DI, there it is. Direct port injection. DI is direct injection. MPI is multi-port injection. Which is actually surprising, because you figure this car would have multi-port on it. Alright. So. Yeah, Chevys are not as easy to work on. For starters, there's an idler in here somewhere that needs to come off to get that serpentine belt off. Just get all these pulleys off because we gotta get the timing belts anyways. Just get them out of here. Belt tensioner. Oof. I mean, that makes sense. That bolt would be rusted because of how low it is on the car. So right now we're basically just trying to get the timing covers off. Yeah, that crap right there. We already took out all the radiator fluid, so water pump coming off, no big deal. Alright. Oh, we are underneath the coil covers. Alright. You're bad. You're bad. But we're just basically going to go back through sparkulators. Do this bank, and then we'll do the other bank after we get the heads off and the timing chain covers out. Yeah, these LT motors were nice. The thing is they usually had a plastic cover over the center here to cover the fuel rails. This is actually like an aftermarket way of doing this with it exposed. Hey, fuel rail. No, bad camshaft. Very bad camshaft. Okay. I may not have accounted for a camshaft. I actually don't think I accounted for a camshaft for a V8. Yay! And just like that, the whole front of the motor's off. And change the timing belts. Thank God. Alright. Now. Status. We know we need a camshaft. Yep, that should be it. Alright. Start putting it back together. I always preferred chains to belts and gears to frickin' chains, so you can't really use gear drive on this kind of engine, though, because the way the cams are. It tells you how much this stuff had to actually come off to get this thing in here. This was a open turbine setup. So some water pumps, the actual turbine that turns inside the water pump to pump water is internal. This one actually just went straight into the engine, which was an interesting design choice. Made the pump a lot lighter, because the block was taking up the weight of the bulk of what you were actually dealing with. So, kudos on that. They were thinking. Alright, get this in here. Oh, bollocks. I am so smart. We put it back together without changing the camshaft. Oh, oh, special day. Might be getting a little tired there. I don't know. Looking at the screen too long. My brain just was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. We'll just, leave the frickin' bad cam in the engine. It'll be great. Won't hurt nothing. At least it's the outside. So, the way these belts go on, the actual drinker's side or passenger side of the freaking car has the internal belt. So the external belt's on the driver's side of the car, which means we only have to take off one of the belts. See how this works? Drinker's side, captain's side. Okay, let's get this cam gear out of here. Get this freaking camshaft out of here. Go buy the camshaft, because I'm pretty sure we don't have it. Nope, we have one for an i4. Don't have one for V8. Camshaft? I think it's just a regular camshaft, too. Yeah, Should be cheesy easy. Cheesy easy. Yep. Stick it in there. Alright, do this again. I guess I can put the DI fuel rail back on too, it doesn't matter. That's kind of one of those top loader parts that we didn't need to worry about. Alright. Back in here. Crankshaft in. Water pump. Idler rollers. So they used a staggered belt system on this. Rather than just have one serpentine belt, they had two, and they staggered it back and forth. So you can kind of see that here. Kind of like the same way they did the timing gear, the timing chains inside. They staggered everything. So kind of cool. I mean, really. I'm gonna find the right freaking pulley. There's the view I want. Alright. Head cover's back on. Sparkulator's back in. And we can call this one done, it looks like. We are 83 points into level 6. So we should have another case. I know, we had like 6 cases that last time because we kept getting the card. Alright, spark plugs. Yep. I don't know. One bad spark plug. Bad ignition coil. Oop, let's put the coil cover back on. Can't forget that. Completely useless freaking part. One of the things you can take off for weight reduction because it actually hurts nothing. Well, that one I think is actually hooked to the electrical system, but there's a lot of them that aren't. But dragging a little bit there with our wrenching. We might have been getting a little tired. Top off the old oil. Throw some coolant and some power steering fluid and whatnot in it. Throw the battery back in it, and I think we're good. Oop. We got a little full. At least I can see this now. I think we took the brake fluid out too, just because we might have to work on the brakes. Oh, we had to work on the brakes. So this one actually uses a metal cap on the pressure tank versus someone that used plastic. That's an interesting detail because that would have been a GM specific thing. The game designers definitely have at least seen some of these cars that they're copying. Not that I have a problem with it. I know GM's a bear to get a contract with for any kind of video game. Alright, let's go get our battery. Mount that back in here, because it's the horribly simple version. Sometimes that thing is not in the best spot. Okay, car status. Where we got? Green. Oh, we got a bad spark plug. What? Okay. Which side does it say has a bad spark plug? I'll just put a new one in. Give me a spark plug. I'm sure it's that 71% one. Side, this side. This one. There you go. Have a good one. I ideally would change all of them, but our status. Green, 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 right? Hey, no error message that time. We're up 10 grand. Look at that. Alright. Let's go over to the cool box. We got 5 skill points. Wow, we've been slacking off. Okay. We want to start working up our way towards repair, I think. And we'll get a little bit more screwing speed because we can. Let's get the welder now. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense because we should be looking for like the repair bay and car wash and stuff, but let's get the welder now. And that's going to leave us with about 6,000 or 5,700 credits to deal with. Yep, that should be everything we need. What do we got? Salem. So we got a Ford Focus. No bonus credits. And that is a 80s, early 90s BMW. Yeah, 90s BMW with no bonus. Alright, yeah. So we'll just take the fixed body parts, whatever. Oh, yeah, this is that one that... Alright, so I seen this car, and you get a lot of people get into trouble with this car. They have to rob Peter to pay Paul, basically, to pay it off because the parts are expensive. But let's do a quick little examination. We know we got a bad wheel. We got no wheel on the other side. Rims and tires and stuff. We just got to be careful. Do inspections and tests and all that fun stuff on it. We know we got a bad radiator. We're missing an intercooler. Stuff like that. But if we can discover anything, then we'll be doing a lot better. Doubt we will, though. Shouldn't be too bad. We've been managing money pretty well. Buying the welder that early was probably not smart, but I'd rather have it, not need it, than not need it, or than need it and not have it, you know? Our tests going here. I like how he just waddles that thing around. You would actually just have that, like, hung up on the hood by that hook. Tire pressure, or tire freaking check. Yeah, let's check the tires. Hey, one of them might be 0. I mean, just saying. It's not there. Multimeter, get some electrical figured out. I know most of the tasks for this one are pretty much laid out, but it's good to check. We got a bad, looks like we got a bad alternator. See, I'm not going to get trapped in the thing where you spend $10,000 on a shop expansion that we don't need right now. We're okay buying parts. We can't really fix anything to level 3 anyways. Car is in surprisingly good shape, honestly. We're gonna have to do some Hercules and to get this in because it ain't got no wheel. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Alright. Car status. What do we got? Front exhaust section, a medium intercooler, an oil pan. We need an oil pan. I was able to do a compression check. I don't know how that worked. An alternator, radiator A, 2 rims, GW 500, 1 I-4 serpentine belt, 1 sport tire, 1 part not discovered. It's probably something stupid. Change and drain coolant, which we have to take out anyways to do the thing. Here's where it's going to get expensive. Is the body. So move you inside and we'll do what we can. Let's get that windshield out of there. Door glass, all that fun stuff. We'll just take all the stuff off. Yeah, side mirror. We'll just strip this car down. It'll be fine. Alright. Get rid of this horrible hood. Now we need to be smart. We gotta drain our freaking fluids. Get rid of this battery. I think it's the ABS pump on this car. I don't remember what it is on this car, the secret item. Whatever. Deal with the battery. Alright, so we need a radiator A, which means we gotta take the fan housing off, radiator off. Alright. It said we needed a alternator. Yeah. Take this out. Gotta remember to drain the oil. Oh, we got a steering rack. That's bad. That's what it is. Eeps. Get up in here. Looking for a thing. There it is. Alright. An alternator that's bad. We know that. Got a radiator A. An intercooler. think it was a medium intercooler. Definitely wasn't large. No. Okay. Two of these. So I know the steering rack's bad, so get that out of there. This exhaust section A for an i4B. Yeah. That out of here. Tie rod. Stop moving. Stay here. Okay. Steering rack. We know that's bad. Okay. One takes care of that stuff. Oil pan out of here. Ah, bollocks. Just made that freaking comment about draining the damn oil out of the car, too. Whatever, I got an achievement for it. Oil pan for an i4. Steering rack. Oh, expensive. Alright. That was dumb.